Gracie, have you seen the television scripts? Oh, here they are.
Oh, George, you should have been with me under the dryer at the beauty shop yesterday.
Under the dryer?
Mm-hmm.
What have I missed?
Well, the operator turned the dryer off, and we got to talking about different countries. And she said that in Spain, the national sport is bullfighting, and in England, it's cricket. So I said, oh, I'd rather live in England because it's easier to fight a cricket. Mm-hmm.
What did she say?
Well, I couldn't hear her. She turned the dryer on again.
Did you look at your television script?
Oh, there you go. Did I look at the script? Well, I remember to be a rehearsal. All you ever think about is that show. That's all you ever talk about.
Gracie, television happens to be our business.
But there's so much going on in the world. Important events. Things are happening, George. The world is twirling. It's spinning. But are we spinning with it?
I think you've been around a few times.
But I'm worried about you. You know, all you think about is show business. But there are other things in the world. Let's talk about something else in the world. Come on, let's talk.
Okay, let's talk. Let's see, there's the United Nations Conference. How about that?
Yeah, how about that? Now, isn't that better than talking about show business?
Yeah, but I think we ought to make the next topic a little shorter. I'll get it.
Oh, it must be Jane, the wardrobe woman. She's got to fix my dress.
All right, Jane. I'll pick you up about 4.
That's fine.
Oh, hello,
Oh,
Jane.
hello, Mr. Burns. I don't think you know my husband, Frank.
Oh, Frank?
How do you know, Mr.
Hi.
Burns?
I didn't know you were married.
Well, I never bring Frank to the studio.
Well, we've got 2 children, Mr. Burns.
Oh?
By the way, our oldest son, Frank Jr., he's 15. He really pulled some beauties.
Oh, Frank.
You can use this one in your show if you want to. The other day he comes in to me and he says, Daddy, do you know Isabella? And I said, Isabella who? And he said, Isabella Necessary on a bicycle. Oh, I forgot to tell you, he's got a bicycle. So long, Jane.
Bye, Frank. Now you know why I never bring him to the studio. Oh, hello, Gracie.
Hello, Jane.
Oh, this jacket is going to photograph beautifully. You slip it on. I'd like to see how it looks.
All right.
Jane, your sewing machine is in the den.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Burns. Oh, yes. Gracie, I've been dying to see you. I've got the most exciting news to tell you.
What is it?
I just won a 2-week trip to Honolulu with all expenses paid for 2.
No.
Yes, really.
But how did you win that?
Well, it's the most exciting story you ever heard.
Well, it must be to win a prize like that. I didn't know you wrote stories.
No, honey, I didn't write a story. It was a sort of a drawing.
Oh, really? You draw too? Oh, you're loaded with talent.
No, dear, I won it on a quiz show.
Oh, well, you love Honolulu. Oh, when George and I were there, we had a wonderful time.
Really? Did you go by plane or by boat?
Well, I don't know. George bought the tickets.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know it's a wonderful place. Isn't it a shame I'm not just getting married? Oh, what a wonderful place to spend a honeymoon.
Oh, yes, it is a shame. Ah, it's so romantic.
Well, I'll never get any work done if I stay here and think about that. I'll run in the den and do some sewing.
What a shame. 2 tickets to Hawaii. Oh, I've got to get her a husband. Maybe Blanche can help.
Hi. Look, I told you Blanche isn't here. She won't be back for 2 hours.
I know. I'm going to wait for her.
Gracie, I'm really awfully busy. I've been working for 3 hours trying to finish this.
Well, don't let me disturb you. Go right ahead. You mind if I think?
No, please do.
All right. I only see. Is Ralph Levy our director? No, he'd be too young for Jane. Is Mr. Peterson the butcher? Oh, he's probably already married. He's got 5 children. Oh, dear. What are you doing, playing solitaire?
Yeah, I'm playing solitaire. Gracie, wouldn't it be quieter out on the porch?
Yeah, but your cards might blow away.
I'm really very swamped with work.
Oh, well, then I think you're smart to stop and play solitaire. It relaxes you.
Okay. Look, Gracie, what is it you want? Maybe I can help you.
Oh, well, you see, Jane, our wardrobe woman, is going to Honolulu on a honeymoon. So I've got to get a husband for her. Because after all, it'd be pretty dull to go on the honeymoon without one.
Well, what about Harry Von Zell on your show? He's single.
Well, that's a wonderful idea. Oh, and Jane will like him. He's so pleasant and cheerful.
Yeah, we'll take him anyway. He's been happy long enough.
Interesting little situation. Gracie is now going to get Harry Von Zell married to Jane, the wardrobe woman, which should come as something of a surprise to her husband and 2 children. But that's nothing for Gracie. Do you know at a party once she met Leopold Stokowski, and she said, Mr. Stokowski, with your hair, you ought to become a musician? This isn't the first time she's ever tried to get 2 people married. We were on a vaudeville tour, and this man and woman were in this big act, and Gracie was determined to play Cupid. So I said, Gracie, these 2 people can't stand one another. They despise each other. She said, good. Married people should have something in common. Before she gets too involved, I'd better tell her that Jane's got a husband. No, wait a minute. This might make a good plot for one of our television shows. Yeah, I'll let it develop, make notes, maybe I can use it. Don't worry. Jane will go to Honolulu with her own husband, and they'll have a wonderful time. Swimming at Waikiki, going up to see Mauna Loa, which is the famous volcano. Then they'll stand on the outside and they'll look in. Then he'll tell that joke about Isabella Necessary on a bicycle, and he'll be on the inside looking out. You know, the big attraction over there is the hula. That's a dance that tells a story, and every little movement means a certain word. Like, this is rain, this fish, moon. This fellow was doing a dance about the fish swimming in the moonlight. And he kept repeating the moon sign and repeating it and repeating it. And this Hawaiian tapped me on the shoulder and said, don't mind him. He stutters a little.
Hello, Harry Von Zell. Anybody home?
I'm in the kitchen, Harry.
I'll be right in, Gracie. What you doing?
The plot is beginning. I better make some notes. I better write everything down. The unsuspecting bridegroom just arrived.
Well, Gracie, what did you want to see me about? I rushed right over.
Oh, nothing in particular, Harry. Oh, would you get me that can of rice up there?
Sure.
I thought that we could have a little chat together.
Oh, well, good.
Well, Harry, have you read any good books lately?
Yes, Gracie, I just finished Lieutenant Hornblower.
Oh, yeah?
Very excited. It's about this young English naval officer who goes out... Are you throwing rice at me?
Yeah, I'm practicing.
Oh, there's going to be a wedding.
Uh-huh.
Wonderful. Well, sit down. Let me tell you about this book. See, it's set in Napoleon's time.
Yeah?
And the English... I give up. I'll finish my story later. Who's getting married?
Jane, the wardrobe woman.
Jane?
Uh-huh.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Say, that's wonderful. Who's she marrying? Me? Oh, but Gracie.
Oh, congratulations, Harry. I wanted you to be the first to know about it.
No, wait a minute. Gracie, listen, I am not marrying Jane.
Oh, but you owe it to me. Didn't I return a library book for you once?
Well, but Gracie, now look, this is nothing against Jane, understand? It's just I don't want to rush into marriage.
Oh, come on, Harry.
well, I can't.
Come on.
George!
Oh, George, thank heavens you're here.
I've been here all the time making notes.
Well, will you speak to Gracie?
Sure, I'll be glad to. Hello, Gracie. What's new?
Jane and Harry are getting married.
No.
Uh-huh.
Congratulations.
George, listen, will you listen to me? I don't want to get married.
Oh, calm down.
Well,
Oh, sure, Harry. If you don't want to get married, just say so.
Good. I don't want to get married.
Well, as long as you're undecided, sit down and we'll talk it over.
George, what do I have
Now,
to do?
George, he doesn't know how wonderful married life is. Show him how happy you are. Harry, now show him how miserable you were before you were married. And now? Well, Harry?
I always knew I didn't want to get married. Now I know why. Look, I'll see you later.
No, wait a minute. Boy, I haven't told you the best part. Look, if you marry Jane, you get a free honeymoon to Hawaii.
Gracie, look, I don't want to go to Hawaii.
You don't? Well, you don't know what you're missing, George. One chorus.
It's not the island fair that is calling to me. It's not the balmy air nor the tropical sea. It's just a little brown girl in a little grass skirt, a little grass shack in Hawaii. It isn't Waikiki, nor Kamehameha's Folly, or the Beach Boys Free, but they're up to Holly Holly. Just a little brown girl in a little grass skirt, a little grass shack in Hawaii. Oh, to the island's wonderland, she's broken every Connie's heart. That's not hard to understand, for that Wahine is a girl apart. I'll be leaving soon. The fish on the pot. It's just a little brown girl with a little grass skirt, a little grass shack in Hawaii. Finish.
I don't want to get married.
Well, it's the last time I'll ever return a library book for you again.
No, wait, Gracie. Now, you see, George, Gracie's mad at me.
Oh, Harry, calm down. Calm down.
Well,
she'll get over it.
Do you think it's so unreasonable that I... Hey, wait a minute. I have an idea. A matrimonial bureau.
A matrimonial bureau.
Gracie.
Wonderful.
Why didn't I think of that?
You changed your mind, Harry. Congratulations.
What is that?
Lima beans. I ran out of rice.
Listen, Gracie. Now, I'm still not going to marry Jane, you understand, but you can call a matrimonial bureau. They have hundreds of wonderful men just waiting to get married.
Well, Harry, that's a brilliant idea.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Harry. Oh, George, I'm going in again and look up the number of a matrimonial bureau.
Gracie, how do you know Jane will marry a stranger?
How do I know?
Yeah.
Well, all people are strangers before they know each other. You and I were strangers before we ever got married.
Yeah, that's true.
And believe me, there's no nicer way to get acquainted.
Oh, Jane. Oh, hello, Miss Martin. Do you know where she went? No, but she has something very mysterious going on. I heard her telephone the matrimonial bureau. She asked if they could help her find a husband.
No.
Yes.
Well, I knew she'd get wise sooner or later to that straight man.
I've always heard such wonderful things about Mr. Burns.
You probably heard them from Mr. Burns.
Come to think of it, I did. Oh, but they've been married so many years. I wonder how Mr. Burns will take it.
Just like he's always taken it. After their agent gets 10%, he'll take the rest.
Maybe that's why she's leaving him.
Well, it's either that or his singing. Have you ever heard Sugar Throat sing? Sounds like the bowl was caught in his throat. Come in.
Oh, dear, I've gossiped long enough. I've got to get this work done.
I'll see you later, Jane.
Okay.
Miss Burns?
No.
Miss Burns?
No. But she'll be back soon. I'm her next-door neighbor, Blanche Morton.
Well, how do you do? I'm Michael Rockford from the Bluebird Matrimonial Bureau.
Matrimonial Bureau.
Bluebird Matrimonial Bureau, please. I'm very proud of that name. When you're seeking a mate, Bluebird means happiness.
I'll remember that. Won't you sit down?
Thank you.
Did Mrs. Burns really ask you to get her a husband?
Oh, yes, immediately. And she didn't seem too particular about whom we got.
Well, took her a little time to make up her mind, but when she did, she certainly moved fast.
Here are some photographs of some eligible bachelors.
Oh, really?
Blanche, I finished work. You can come over and fix my lunch now.
Come on over, Harry. I've got some news for you.
No, not now. I'm hungry. Come on home.
Harry, just for a minute. Come on over. You know, when he...
Blanche, I don't think you heard me.
Harry, don't raise your voice to me. You can be replaced, you know. Any trade and allowance on old model husbands?
Hardly.
All right. What's the big news? What's more important than eating?
Harry, Gracie is leaving George.
No.
Yes.
All right, now let's eat.
You don't believe me, huh? Well, this is Mr. Rockford.
of the Bluebird Matrimonial Bureau.
Yes, and Gracie asked him to get her a husband.
Blanche, Gracie asked me to help her. She wants a husband for Jane, her wardrobe woman. Come on home.
Oh. Oh, so that's what it is.
Mr. Rockford, since you have a marriage bureau, maybe you could get me a wife that could fix my lunch once in a while.
Yes. And maybe you could get me a husband who can open his wallet without an act of Congress. Someone who's kind and considerate, not a big, selfish goon.
Well, I'm afraid the husband you're looking for is impossible.
Oh, no. The husband I've got is impossible.
My charming wife. Gracie, this is Mr. Rockford. He's waiting to talk to you. I have to run over and get lunch.
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm a little late, and I have to get my husband's lunch, too. Would you mind talking in the kitchen?
Well, not at all.
Right this way, Mr. Rockford. Oh, will you sit right down there? Now, I want to get a husband for Jane, my wardrobe woman. She's upstairs, and she's going on a honeymoon to Honolulu, so naturally, I'd like her to take along a husband.
Naturally. Well, I'm sure we can find her one, Miss Burns, if you'll just bring her down. Why?
Oh, no. I do want her to know about it. You know, it's going to be a surprise, a sort of a going-away present.
You mean Miss Jane hasn't even planned on getting married?
Well, of course not. She just won the tickets yesterday.
Oh, the tickets. Well, I guess you know what you're doing, Miss Burns. Here's a man she might like.
Oh, say, he's cute.
Yeah, he'd make a wonderful husband. He's a Swedish bus driver.
Oh, no. I don't think she'd like a man from Sweden. You see, by the time he got home every night, his dinner would be cold. Jane! Would you come down a minute? Okay. You know, I'm going to let you see Jane after all. But don't let her know what we're talking about.
Oh, I won't. I'm not sure myself.
Oh, here she is. Jane, would you turn around, please? Yeah, just turn around. Now, turn around the other way. All right, that's all, Jane. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, what do you think?
Well, Miss Burns, now that I've seen Jane, how about this one?
Oh, no.
This one?
No.
I've been writing things down just as it happens, and I don't know whether I've got a plot for a story or a recipe for chili con carne. Of course, I didn't write down what Blanche and Jane said about my singing. Trying to keep the story believable. So they don't think I can sing, huh? From time to time in every clime, blessings come from above. In here, Gracie.
Oh, George, the Matrimonial Bureau is sending over a husband for Jane. So I think you better stay here and have a little man-to-man talk with him. You know, tell him about the pigeons and the flies.
Pigeons and the flies?
Well, at his age, he probably knows about the birds and the bees.
Birds and bees. Well, I hope he shows up.
Oh, he will. You know, I'm so excited. Love weddings.
Oh, I love weddings, too, Gracie.
Do you remember when we got married?
Of course I do.
And remember that cute little hotel we went into at Niagara Falls?
I'll never forget it.
Oh, yes. What a thrill. You know, it was the first time I'd ever tasted Canadian bacon.
The coffee was hot, too.
I remember how nervous you were when the bellboy showed us our room.
I was shaking like a leaf.
Yeah, well, you were so nervous you could hardly open my purse to tip him.
Quite a honeymoon, Gracie.
Oh, yes.
Let me tell you something. You were the prettiest bride in the whole world.
Oh, thank you, George. And you know what?
What?
You were the handsomest groom in that room.
Yeah. Oh, come in.
Oh, that's the man from the Matrimonial Bureau.
Oh?
Oh,
How do you do, Mrs. Burns? Mr. Burns?
oh, how do you do? Are you the husband for Jane, the wardrobe girl?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, congratulations.
What is this?
Well, don't you know what that means?
No, ma'am.
George, never mind the pigeons and the flies.
Go back to the birds and bees?
Yes.
Back to the birds
dear.
I just came over to get my wife.
Oh, now, wait a minute. Not so fast. Let me have a look at you. You know, I should have taken the Swedish bus driver.
Hurry, is Jane ready?
Now, don't be too impetuous. George, what do you think?
I think he'll make a perfect husband.
That settles it. Jane! Yes? Will you come here a minute, please? Okay. Oh, one thing, Mr. Adams. Do you suppose you could get away for a 2-week vacation in Honolulu?
Yes, I'm planning on it.
Oh, well, then everything is perfect. Jane, look who I have for you. Mr. Adams.
Hello, darling.
Oh, I told you she was ready.
Out of here, Jane, but fast. Come on.
Oh, Jane, don't follow the door.
Gracie, the rice. You forgot the rice.
Wait a minute.
The rice.
Jane.
Goodbye.
Don't take any wooden pineapples.
No wooden pineapple.
Oh, dear. Well, you didn't think I could do it, did you?
No, I didn't.
Just think, I took 2 lonely strangers and brought them together.
Yeah, Gracie, you're a genius.
What are you doing?
Oh, nothing. Nobody would ever believe this.
Appearing on tonight's show were Elvia Allman as Jane, Al March as Michael Rockford, and James Flavin as Frank.